Hi everybody, so this week at Live Shopping we have been showing you the foiling starter kit from ScanNCut, which came out quite a few years ago now, but there has been thousands of you bought ScanNCut since then and you absolutely loved it. So we promised that we would do a little video, a little how-to video for you so that if you come to use it, you can remember what to do. Because if you're anything like me, I do something and 10 minutes later I've completely forgotten what it was, which is brilliant. So let's work. It doesn't matter which machine you've got either. So whether you've got a CM machine or an SDX, it will work in a slightly different way on both. So in the CM machine, because you can't lift, there isn't a lever to lift the back rollers on your machine, your static rollers that take your mat in and out, which are situated underneath here in the machine, it will draw the glue from the bottom up. So like a printer would work. So those rollers never go through that glue, which is exactly what you want. On an SDX machine, there is a lever at the side here. I'll just bring that into shot there, you can see. And it will prompt you to lift it up so that those back rollers are lifted. And then it stops the going through the glue, because we don't want that. Because when you get glue on your rollers and the guy repairs them, won't be very happy, because it's a big job to get that roller out. And secondly, you don't want those rollers going through your glue, because then you'll get a smudged image. So let's select a pattern. I'm just going to show you outline foiling first of all. So if we go into let's go into here and let's find a nice pattern. Let's see what we've got in this one here. Let's see if we've got anything lovely that we can do. I don't want anything that's going to take too long. So I might go back to a different category. I might scroll down here. Let's have a look at one of these stencil designs, because that's always a nice one. In fact, we'll do the one we did on the show. So let's do this one. And we're going to set this on the mat. And I'm going to make this much smaller. So object edit and resize. And we're going to take this really nice and small. And this is lovely because you can do them all over you can really build up your card front and be specific to where you want it to be. Now, I always make sure that I leave a little space at the top and down the side of the shape, because you're going to have to tape the burnishing sheet in place. And you don't want to have to tape it to your mat, really, you want to tape it to the card. So the first thing we're going to do is remove the blade housing with the blade in it. So we're going to take that out. And in your kit, you will get this tool, which is your little glue pen holder. And you also get 2 of these little burnishing tools like that. And you also get a glue pen. Now, the Brother glue pens have numbers from 1 down to 4, and the machine will ask you at what level your glue is. Okay, so it wants to know where the level of glue is, so it knows it's got enough or not to finish the design that it's drawing. It's that clever. I mean, that's super clever, right? So all you're going to do is take the lid off. I have tried different pens, so I've tried things like the Quickie glue pen, but I don't find that the flow is as smooth as it is with the Brother pens. If it was, I'd tell you. But it's not. And what I find with the Quickie glue pen is the ball and the nib seems to be a little bit, I'm going to say sharper, because that's, or pointed, I guess, whereas this is slightly rounder, so it just lets that glue flow out. So we're going to pop that where your blade would normally go, press the little grey lever down, and we're ready to start gluing. So I'm going to load our mat into here. Like that, it's really quiet. And then we're going to press OK, and we're going to keep going until we get to our please select, and this time we're going to select foil glue. Okay, I'm going to tell it that the level of my glue is on number 2, because it is. If it was on number 3, you can take it down like that, or you can bring it right back to a full pen, and we do sell sets of 2 separate pens, new pens. So I'm going to press OK. And we're going to press start, and this is just going to foil the outline, so it's literally going to draw that pattern out, but with the glue pen. Now it says 2 minutes on the screen. It could be 1 minute and 1 second, but it will take it up to its next complete minute, and it will draw it in a really weird way. So it'll do a bit here, a bit there, a bit there. It doesn't matter, it's doing what we need it to do. So once we've drawn this, what we're going to do is leave it to go till that glue goes completely clear. And the reason that we need to do that is because it needs to be tacky, not wet. And the glue goes tacky once it's completely dried. You can unload the mat and you can take the card off and use a heat gun, but I do find that it will buckle your card because it'll dry that glue will contract and it will pull at the fibres of the card. And then when you're trying to get it back on your mat, you've got to scrape round the glued pattern, which doesn't give you a good contact with the mat. The other thing I would say is make sure that your mat's nice and tacky, because you don't want it to move, and also it's going to go in and burnish it for you. So it was really interesting. I mean, this is probably, I don't know, 6-7 years old, this kit now. And I went to them and said, can we do an embossing kit? And can we do a foiling kit? And can we do this? And they were like, yeah, we weren't really planning on doing that. I went, yes, but. And they asked me why a lot. Why do we need it? I was like, well, because of this and this and this. And eventually they gave in. And I was really pleased that they thought about how it was going to draw. So draw from the bottom up on your CM machine. It's very clever. And if you upgrade from a CM machine to an SDX, the accessories, which is what one of these are, so the add-on kits like your rhinestone starter kit, your embossing starter kit and your foiling starter kit, all work on your SDX. The only one that doesn't work on a CM is the paper piecing. And the reason they couldn't make that work was because the mat that it pierces into, because it's a needle, the mat that it pierces into was catching the scanning unit on a CM machine, because you can't lift those back rollers, so it wasn't happy about that. Right, so this is now, you can, well, I don't know if you can see, but it's slightly milky on the mat, so I'm going to leave that to go completely off. But while I'm going to do that, I'm just going to show you your next thing. So if you go back, you can go in and you can actually fill a pattern in. And I'm going to show you that in a little while because I've actually done one for you. But if I save this file to the machine, I can show you while we're waiting for that to dry how you access that foil, how you switch that starter kit on, because you don't need to activate it in Canvas Workspace to be able to use it. So now I've saved it, I know that that's going to be in exactly the right place that I want it to be, okay? And you'll see why in a minute. So while we're doing that, I'm going to press home and OK. And there's a little spanner here on your main screen. If you click on the spanner and go right down to the bottom page, you'll see premium functions. The same thing is on your CM machine, okay? It's just in a slightly different place, but you will find premium functions. And all of these, as its default setting, are switched off. So all you need to do is go into premium functions and switch the foil kit on. It then will read the barcode that is on the back of the little pen holder, so it knows that you're using the foiling pen. It's super clever the way they've designed it. And I think it's just another thing that we love about the Brothers ScanNCut, because they just do it so well. So that's how you switch it on. Now you do get a little activation card as well with a unique code to you. To activate that, you go into Canvas Workspace, go into your account, and it will say Premium Functions Activation, and you type that code in, and that will give you more designs to work with. But it doesn't mean that you don't have to go into Canvas to be able to use the foil pen, is what I'm trying to say. So it's really cool. Right, so I'm going to press OK. Now then, this has now gone completely clear on this mat. So you do get a small sheet of gold and a small sheet of silver foil with your foiling kit. However, once you start, you don't want to stop. So I've discovered that the foil that works with the toner reactive foil, should I say, that works with the tattered lace foiling machine, which is like a laminator but with foil, and you run it through with a carrier sheet. The toner foil also works on glue. Now, the reason that I'm going to use this is because the waste bit that's left behind, I can then run through that tattered lace foiling machine with a sheet of toner, and it will transfer that foil onto there. So you're getting use from both of them, which is super cool. So I'm going to take this piece of foil now. I'm not even going to bother unloading my mat. You can do, as long as you make sure you put it in the same way that you took it out, okay? So I'm going to pop that on there like that, and I'm just going to give it a little press down. And then also in your kit, you're going to get this, and this is your burnishing sheet, okay? Now, if you want to do a bigger design, so you want to do a 12 by 12 design or a 11 inch on your 12 by 12 mat, you could use a piece of the Mylar that we sell on our website, which is the mylar that we use to cut stencils out, because it's as thin as this is, so it'll work. I'm going to place that over the top of there, and I'm going to take some low tack tape, and I'm just going to glue or attach this and hold that burnishing sheet down, okay, in place. This is the bane of my life, trying to get the end of a piece of tape. It drives me crazy. So I'm going to snip it, and while I'm using these scissors, it's a good tip to get yourself a pair of serrated scissors, so like the Tim Holtz ones that he does, because it's the best thing to cut foil with. Foil doesn't like being cut because it's plastic, and if you do it with a regular, just a normal pair of scissors, it tends to fold back on itself, if you like, whereas the serrated scissors have a grip to them, so it allows you to hold it in place. Right, I'm going to put this at the top, and I'm going to tape it across the top of there so it just catches the card at the top, like so. Right, so all we're going to do now is press OK. We're going to retrieve this information or this file from the machine's memory. Now, you don't need to do this, because you'll just wait for it to dry. But I didn't want you to sit there and have to watch that, because that is literally like watching glue dry, right? So I'm going to bring on the file, which was number 16. So it now knows that that pattern is in the same place as it was before. So when I go into Please Select and go down to page 2, I go to Foil 2, and it gives you all the instructions that you need. So it's super, super easy to do. You can literally read it on your screen. So what you're now going to do is lift up this grey handle again on your machine, remove the holder with the pen in it, so you're taking that out. You're going to press that metal piece there, and you're going to put one of the burnishing tools in the bottom of the holder. So it doesn't go in through the top like the pen did, it just goes in at the bottom like that, and you just press it in. It's as simple as that. And then that goes back in. And now on your screen, you've got these lines. That's where it's going to burnish. So we just press start, and it's going to go and do its thing. I mean, that's super clever, right? So you don't even need to burnish it yourself. The machine does it for you, which is just fabulous. So if you wanted, say, for example, you have a signature that you're scanning, as long as it's your own, okay? Not encouraging you to do anything fraudulent at this moment in time, but you could sign your signatures, use something like a Sharpie pen, and then scan that in and save it. Then you could scan in the insert for your Christmas cards, and this would glue all of those, and then it will go and foil them all for you. How cool is that, right? Love stuff like that. So I'm going to unload this now and show you what we have achieved. So we've got our mat, and I'm just going to whip this off, and you can see there now that you've got this lovely foiled image. Look at that. It's so reflective, and it's so clever, and it's absolutely pristine. Now you also get another little tool that looks like, let me find it, this. And it's like a piece of polymer. So if you just go over the top, it pulls off any stray bits of foil that might be hanging around, and it just picks them up and just literally, that's all you need to do. And then you've got that pristine finish. What you've also got is this piece. And this is why, if you do have a tattered lace foiling machine, I would encourage you to buy the foils that work with that, because now we sell, so the foils for the hot foiling machine are toner reactive foils. So they work with toner from a laser printer, and we sell full A4 sheets that have been printed with that toner. So you could then put this onto one of those sheets inside the pocket that comes with the machine, run it through, and it will transfer that waste onto that toner sheet, so you can use it for another project, which is super cool. So that's outline foiling. Now what I've done before then, I'm going to show you exactly how to do this, is, excuse me, I'm doing a lot of talking at the moment, I keep getting a tickle. Right, so I've just pressed home and brought myself back to the main screen. Now I'll show you which pattern I've used, and I'll show you how I've done it. So we're going to go into one of the phrases and go into the phrases section, and I've used anniversary. And I'll just do it at this size just to show you how you set the draw fill function, okay? So when you're drawing something with the ScanNCut, it will fill it in, so it'll colour it in for you, which blows my mind, but it's brilliant. So to access that, you go to Edit, and you go to Object Edit, and this little button here that looks like a pen, that's your draw fill function. So you can put the draw fill function on, you can set the pattern, and we want it just as a solid, so we want it to colour the whole thing in, but these are your options. Press OK, you can set the distance between the lines as it's colouring in, so whether you want it denser or lighter or with stripes, whatever you want, which is amazing. And you can even set the draw fill function, and you can set the fill direction. So I've got it 180 degrees, so it colours from side to side. Right, so that's how you do that bit. I'm going to make this a lot smaller now, or I made it a lot smaller. And I'm just going to bring that file on rather than wait, because you've got to sit and wait for it to dry, and we don't want to do that. So I'm going to retrieve the file from the machine's memory, and there it is. So I know it's in the right place. So what you then get, if we just go on to the overhead, now I can show you this, see if you can see this. So what it's done is it's done the anniversary, but it's actually coloured it in. There you go, you can see that glue shining there. Okay, now that hasn't got any foil on yet at all. That's just the glue being shiny, but it's completely clear. Okay, so you've got that. So we're going to do exactly the same thing that we did before. We're going to add a piece of foil, and then we're going to get the machine to burnish it. And it's just brilliant, this. I love it. I loved these kits when we brought them out, because it took the machine to a whole different place. So I'm going to pop the foil over the top of the anniversary. While I've got the mat out, I'm going to add my burnishing mat. So I'm going to put it on this way, and I always just put it on so that the Brother logo is facing up and you can read it in the right direction. And I'll just peel that tape off there and just attach it to the top so it's stuck to the card. Try not to get glue on any of this black square that runs around the edge, because your rollers are going to hit that, and you do not want to get glue on your rollers, that's for sure. So we're going to open this up now. I know that the anniversary is in the same place as it was when we glued it, or thereabouts, but it will burnish higher and wider than the actual piece itself. So when I press OK now, and please select, and go down to foil 2 with the little burnishing tool in, and press OK and start, it's now going to burnish that word. Now this is amazing because it looks like it's been done professionally with a proper industrial foiling machine. The way it fills in and the way it applies that foil is tremendous. It almost looks like it's not foil because you're not using it with a pen, and the foil pens are brilliant, I love them, but this is just super smooth. It really does look like a professional's come in and used proper gold leaf. It's amazing. So let's undo this or unload it, and let's get rid of this because we don't need that anymore. And we'll get rid of that because we don't need that anymore. And then we'll whip this off like that. I do like doing that bit. Yeah. I think in a previous life I might have been a beautician, like waxing, because I quite like doing that bit. That's the best way I can describe it. Right, so I've just gone over with that eraser just to pick up any stray little bits, and look at that. That is absolutely amazing. There you go. How perfect is that? It's magic. When you get it home and you see it, you'll just be absolutely blown away because it does look like it's been literally done in a proper industrial setting. It's fabulous. So that's how you use your foil starter kit, and we're going to put a link in this video so that you can purchase it on highlightcrafts.com. And don't forget to tune in to our regular ScanNCut shows on our live shopping. I think we're doing them every Tuesday going forward at 8 AM and 12 o'clock. But check the schedule out because we have a lot of fun and it's really chilled out, and you get some really good ideas from us all. Right, that's it from me for today. I will see you all very soon. You take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.
If you want to see more from Highlight Crafts, make sure you click the like button. Subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below, and click the bell icon to receive notifications of all our future content. You can also click here to see our latest video, or click here to see more videos like this one.